Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Lisette from Rosemary Turpin. I really like this one. All right, I'm going to do this two ways. It's not necessarily difficult, but well, I have this idea in my head. All right. So it is a grid pattern, and it's essentially a fragment. Essentially, let me see. When did this come out? Moving my. Oh no! Yeah, we were well aware of the fragments and reticula. I do believe in 2019. Yes, when this came out. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna do a 4 square just to show. All right. And then I want to show something else. Okay. This is just I'm gonna call it a loop-de-loop, or you could think of it kind of as a lowercase somewhere between an E and an L cursive. So I'm gonna start here. Oops, let's make sure that we can see. Yes. Okay. And I'm going to come up with a curved line, and then we're curving it around on itself, and then back down and landing on in the intersection there. Okay, so we're going to start with it this way, and then this is the way I like to do fragments. You know, if I don't have anything else in mind, this is usually my first go-to. It's like, okay, then we're going to turn it. So we're always going to do this direction, but you turn your tile. Which way am I going? Counterclockwise or to the left. And same thing. And right to the intersection. Turning again. And one last time. Like that. It's just so neat. It really, really is. All right, and you can look at the interesting meta patterns that happen, and that's the idea behind fragments and reticula. Is you do the fragment, and reticula is just, if you're not familiar with this, it's different names for the grid. I'm going to do a smaller one here. Because they, Rick and Maria and team, I'm sure, wanted to come up with a name that incorporated things that weren't a standard, checkerboard square type grid. There's all kinds, and so they found that word, and it works. All right, and then the fragment is, and there's a whole list of both different ideas for reticula, a bunch of different ideas for fragments in the Zentangle primer book. If you're interested in it, in the description section, go past the links for the step outs, then you'll find my link tree. I do have an Amazon store there where I have some lists of items that I have curated in different topics. You'll find one called books, and the primer is there. So if you're interested, I highly recommend. They have 2 books out. I highly recommend both of them. But both of them for different reasons. The Book of Zentangle talks about the origins and things. The primer is more hands-on. I mean, it does talk of history and stuff. They're both very interesting. I highly recommend both of them. All right, so we're going to do the same thing here, except if you look at Rosemary's step out, she kind of starts off this way. I decided to do it this way so you could easily see, but I did want to show this because, and you could do this 2 ways. You could do what we did here in every 4 square, but you don't necessarily need to do that. We just have to know how we're repeating it. So this is how Rosemary has it in hers. Skip 1, and we're doing the same thing. And then skipping down here, same thing again. And really, if it isn't too eyeball confusing, my favorite term, because now you can see, okay, here's the grouping of 4, which is what we have here. And like I said, I like to share different ways to do it because I know everybody thinks differently. And if one of the ways clicks for you, great. And if something else clicks for someone else, then I'm even extra happy. All right, so then, same thing, I'm going to turn, and you can think of it the same way. It's in the upper, we're of the 4 squares, we're in the upper left. I'm turning it, and we're going to do the same thing again. It's working, though, to make sure to get them right into get that line right into the corner, because I think that creates a really neat pattern. And then same thing again. I also like to work to come up with different ways so you don't have so we can enjoy the tangle and not have to think too hard about it. Some of them, they're just that way. But if I can, if my goal is if one thing I says, I do this with my, I teach private music lessons, woodwinds. And I always have this plethora of, I feel like it's a quiver full of analogies and ideas. And, they look at me like I'm nuts at first, but, there's always that one thing that's going to click with one person and not necessarily with another person. And I have found that it works well. All right. And the last. It's just really cool. It's so neat how they just come together. And just interesting. So I want to see how this looks on a tile. On my version of the step out, and I might add some more to it. It popped into my head to do the shading just a tad differently, because what was jumping out to me is, is these, well, they're kind of S shapes. And let me think this through a little bit more, because something else is popping into my head. And this is what you do. Just look at it and then decide how do you want to decorate it. Again, taking a look at the For More Inspiration link, which is Rosemary Step Out. It'll take you actually to tanglepatterns.com. And, they have several ideas on, just like we have all these spaces. You could do so many things. You could fill in with lines or fill in solid, any of the sections. It's just really, really cool. What I'm thinking. Now, okay, I'm going to do the shading and maybe I'll do something else on there. Yeah, because, some of me is also thinking, I don't know. Okay, all right. I'm going to do it even a little bit more different. All right, sorry. I hope you don't mind. I'd like to share my thought process. Okay, this pencil. Let me pause really quick and sharpen this. Okay, you guys are going to laugh. I've had people ask about this. I'll have to find these and put that on my tangling accessories list. My friend Rosemary, my other friend Rosemary, had sent these to me because this is why I use it. This is one of the pencils that comes in the Zentangle kit. It's like if I could lose the whole thing in there. But anyway, I couldn't fit it into the pencil sharpener. So I had to show, because it just cracks me up. And that's why these are very, very handy. And I suppose there's going to be a time where it's just too small. Yeah, we'll just see. But I have to keep it going, just because. All right, I needed a little bit sharper edge on that, because here's what I'm doing. And the reason I was hesitating was I was thinking, what about just thickening with the pen? And I could certainly do that. And I might even do that on here. I don't know. Might just leave that as it is. Because for some reason, like I said, that just, this S shape is just jumping out at me. And I thought, well, why not accentuate that? So that's the fun that you get to have with stuff like this. Is like, just see what pops out at you and how you should proceed. And you know what? I'm going to do the same thing like this. And that was also why I was going a little bit slow with the pen, so that way I could get a nice flow from one to the next. And for the most part, it happened. I mean, you could also have fun just coloring in. You know, we talk about, oh, but wait. Okay, I've done the outside, so I think then that's, oh, wait. This one I've missed. We talk about that we're creating our own coloring book with this. And we are. Okay, so let's see. So that's, oh, wait. I've got the crust this way. It's these ones that I'm missing. How did that happen? I don't know. All right, but yeah, it's these in the middle. Now, do I want to? Oh yeah, sure, I do. I'm going to go, oh, the decisions. But if I go the opposite direction, because that way it kind of fills in there. I don't know. We can do whatever we want. Doesn't matter. And then I think, why such a thought process on it? Well, because to me, it's a lot of it is like a puzzle. And so that's, you know, so I'm figuring out this puzzle that I don't know what it looks like. I think when I was a kid, I used to, yeah, like that. It doesn't matter. I just wanted it to look neat. I remember doing puzzles, at least one where I'm like, I'm going to do it with the picture side down and see if I can get it. Just because, things like that. But anyway, I don't know. I just think that it's interesting. And I think that it could have a very neat, elegant look if you did something, where we add with the pen, and actually if I come in this way, it's a pick a side. We'll do this side. And it's, actually I might do the outside on this one because I didn't get that curve very nice. The beautiful thing about filling in. And if we're just coming to a fine line at the end, it doesn't matter which side you thicken or aura. This is what I was picturing. This, I'm glad I'm doing it on this because it is fulfilling my my curiosity as to what would it look like. You kind of picture things in your head a little bit, but it's just neat to see. Yeah, that's just neat. All right. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I'd like to thank you for playing along with me as I figured out what I was doing. Oh, just really neat. I totally like this. All right. What a neat grid pattern. It could be a nice background because you, like I said, you don't have to do anything to it either. It could be just a neat background. You could make it a border because you could just have, heck, you could just have it be like that. I think it needs to have 2. So it could be 2 like that. That could be fun. Anyway, use it as you like. And if you enjoyed it, I hope that you would click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, I hope that you would subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. In the description section, I've already mentioned that there you'll find the links to the step outs. You'll find my link tree below that, again, where you can click on the Amazon enabler enabler alert store. That's what we call it when we if you come to my online classes, that is what we call it. Anytime anyone mentions something about a new tool, a new pen, a new paper, or anything cool to do with tangling, because we it's a long story, but anyway, we have a lot of fun with it, with that concept. Also on the link tree, you will find, speaking of classes, if you are interested in tangling with me and a bunch of other tangle addicts online, come and join us. We do that every Thursday, generally. There are some schedule things that will be coming up, from now till the end of the year. But there's places there where you can stay tuned, including my Facebook page. That I keep everybody up to date as well. Also, if you're on Facebook, we have a Tangle Addicts community group. We have a lot of fun, and we kind of take the our online classes and extend it right to there, or vice versa. I don't know which way. It goes both ways. We have fun there, and then it extends back to our online sessions. So anyway, come and join us. There are 4 questions you have to answer. I always like to let everybody know that in order to gain entry. But everything else in the link tree is self-explanatory. All my social media. So if you want to follow for different things and connect, that would be lovely. All right. So with that, thank you so much for watching and having fun with me. And I wish you happy tangling.